whoever says that New York City does not have any green or water is lying. Good morning. Today we're gonna go to Central Park. I have had my coffee. Just kidding, I don't drink coffee. I've had my chai tea latte, aka my kind of coffee, and I am pumped. I drank way too much. We're gonna go to Central Park, but we're not gonna take the train because we are balling on a budget. On 10 streets. Oh my god, it's coming.
I don't think that's food.
Just a few fun facts that not a lot of people know about the Met. This is where the Met Gala is. It is 2 miles long. So if you're walking through this bit, it takes a whole 2 miles to get through the whole thing. You will never get through the whole thing in a day and see everything like as you want to see it. If you want to go to the Met, you go in, it'd be like $25 a person, but it's actually free. If you look under it, it says suggested really small. I've had to go in there before. I had to go in there like every day for a week. And I was like, I'm not paying $25 every time. My professor was like, no, you don't have to pay anything. You have to pay something, so you have to make some sort of donation. Wow, the sun just came out. So like I went in and I would give them like a quarter or like $1 or whatever I had. Yeah, don't pay all your money at the Met and don't eat at the Met because it's expensive as hell. It's a good thing to do when it's a rainy day. Park. They hold an event, Shakespeare in the Park, every year, and they do 2 different shows, each running for like a month or so. Obviously, they're 2 Shakespeare shows, and they do it at the Delacorte Theater, which is like an outside theater, and it's the only one in Central Park. Another cool thing about Central Park is when you're walking through Central Park, how many times can Amanda say Central Park in one sentence? When you're walking through Central Park, there's a lot of like over the like bridges with like little alleyways under it, and a lot of those are used for Law and Order SVU, which is really cool. Because they use like the legitimate place, they don't use like a set, and there's always people playing music like right now, so we're gonna walk through it quietly. Part of Central Park I have yet to talk about, which I think is the worst part of Central Park or any park in New York, and it's these dudes. Look at them. They're freaking evil. I hate geese. They will attack me out of nowhere when I'm on my run, and it's just not enjoyable. Don't go near geese. Don't freaking feed them. I know you guys saw the squirrel video. If you haven't, go watch it. Squirrels, don't feed them either. But they're more friendly than geese. Geese will rip your face off. So we're at the theater. It looks like this on the outside. They won't let me in because apparently they're doing a show today. More information about Shakespeare in the Park is that they give the tickets away for free. You don't have to pay for them at all. It's on a first come first served basis the day of. So a lot of people, like these people standing here, are lining up for tickets because yeah, you know, like I said, first come, first serve. So they're coming in and standing in line all day, waiting all day. If they leave the line, they don't get the tickets. It is worth it because there's a lot of celebrities that perform in the shows, which obviously you're not just going with celebrities, but it's proven to be a really good show because, you know, there's experienced actors and actresses. And another cool thing about it is, like, at the end they'll come out and you can say hi to them. Like, for example, when I went last year, Corey Stoll was in it from House of Cards. He's Peter in House of Cards. Greg Henry was in it. He has played a lot of things. He kind of like portrays Trump in a lot of things. He was in Scandal. I think he was in I don't know if he was in House of Cards. He was in Grey's Anatomy. He's in a ton of shows. And then there's Elizabeth Marvel, who's also in House of Cards. All three of them are in the show. They were very nice and they took photos with me, and you know, I did want the photo, I'm not gonna lie. I've only ever been once and it was a really bad experience.
I don't know how to work a camera, so the audio got cut out, but I'm talking about the Shakespeare Gardens in Central Park.
So the reason I don't ever come here is because I came here and I was walking through Central Park and I was just strolling along, whatever. I see two people and I walk in the middle of them, and this dude, like, I thought he was going to tie his shoe or something, so I just like walked between them. There wasn't a lot of space. He freaking pulled out a ring and I'm in the middle of it, so it looks like he's proposing to me or something. So I walked in the middle of these people's engagement and I felt mortified and so bad for the lady. So I left and I don't come back here ever. It's recently been redone, so it looks so nice now. It's like a must. Everyone has to come here at least once. It's so pretty. Wow, okay. Right here is where the guy was proposing and I freaking got in. Kill me. There's people rowing. Oh, people just collided. Good God. Everyone has their cameras out. But yeah, Bow Bridge, the place to be. Here's my favorite part of the park. Did I say that already about something else? No, I don't know. I hope not, because this one's my favorite part. And it's Bethesda Fountain and Bethesda Terrace. It's just kind of all the same thing. So many movies have been shot here. I don't know all of them because I'm not a movie guru, but I do know that Gossip Girl was filmed here because I watched that when I was in high school. A lot of other movies, you know. There's always someone here with bubbles, and they're doing this like cool bubble thing, and it looks freaking awesome. Whoa. Then there's like a little area right here that the detail is so nice. And there's always someone performing, and they always sound amazing, so we're gonna go catch some of it. highest on my list because amazing photo opportunity. It's really nice. You can see people rowing, and there's always music and always something fun happening. And then all you have to do is walk up these stairs, and there's bathrooms if you need them, which a lot of tourists don't know, but they're free. Walk up these stairs and bam, it's the great walkway where, you know, all of the trees bloom and you see all the famous photos. Also a must, but do not buy Gatorade or water or anything from here because it's like $7 and a waste. I'm with these ducks right here. Too lazy to swim, but don't want to be bothered by people. Oh, I was gonna sit down and talk to you guys. Thank God I didn't. I didn't read the sign. Thank God I did not sit down. This is our buddy old pal Hans Christian Andersen. And if you guys don't know who that is, he wrote a lot of fairy tales. I think he wrote, I'm gonna look it up. I know he wrote Tangled. Is that wrong? Snow White. He wrote Snow White. Could also be wrong. Oh, he wrote The Snow Queen, don't know what that is. Ugly Duckling, Princess and the Pea. The Nightingale, The Tinderbox. I just got hit by a freaking acorn. Okay. He helped transform the fairy tale world. And I just got freaking killed by the acorn, so I'm dipping. So, this is an iconic place. I wouldn't really say this is a photo op, but if you want to take a photo here, why not? This is where Stuart Little, I can't say it. This is where Stuart Little was This is where Stuart Little was filmed. And the cool thing about this is, like, you can see all the boats in the water right now. And what they do is they don't just float around. Like, you can rent one. There's little kids on the other side of the park, way over there, and you can rent a boat, and it's remote controlled, so the kids can play around with it. To be honest, I say the kids, but I would totally do it. I don't know how much it is, but it's definitely worth it. It's a restaurant. You can go in and get some nice food. I've never been there because it looks expensive. I don't know if it is or not. It's a nice place to just, you know, sit and enjoy watching people row. But we're mainly here for the rowboating. So here's like a little list of directions. It is one thing I highly recommend. Anyone who's coming to New York and comes to Central Park, you have to do this. You have to. 1, it's cool. 2, great photo op. 3, picnic. Need I say more? 4, it's cheap. It's so cheap. At least for New York stuff, I think. So you can have, I think, up to 3 people in the boat, and you pay $35. It's cash only, so don't forget. And they have no ATMs around, so if you're gonna come here, you have to bring cash. You have no choice. But it's $35. You guys are probably thinking, wow, that sounds super expensive, not cheap. No, it's cheap because it's a $20 deposit just in case you do something to the boat, which you're not gonna do anything to the boat. The only thing the boat's gonna hit is water, and that's it. So they give you back the $20 whenever you're done. So it's technically only $15 and you get to go for an hour. But yeah, it's like a nice thing to do. I brought pizza once and we brought some cheese and wine and whatever, and we put it in our book bags and we brought it, and then we just, once we got to a certain spot in the water, you know, rowing, we just laid out and we had like a little picnic. It was nice. Those are all the things in the park that I highly recommend. Most of them are very touristy, which is okay because like they're worth it. They're touristy for a reason. I would recommend checking out all of them. While you're here, you can make a day out of it. Obviously I'm pouncing through and I know where I'm going, but I would say maybe half a day to a day. Just be prepared, you know, bring your own water unless you want to pay a lot of money for waters. Don't pay to go to the Met. Go to the fountain and totally do the boats because it's worth it. It's the only activity, like physical activity in the park, I think is worth it. You can also bike ride through the park. They have like biking places, you know, oh, bike through Central Park, blah, 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 but I highly would not recommend it. And the reason I say that is because it's really expensive. And if you want to bike through the park, there's another option which no one really knows about, and it's City Bike, which is the bike that I took to get here. You pay, I think, $12.50 for 24 hours. I like that song. Seventh location for a great photo op, and just you need to come here and see it because it is a big rock that you're standing on essentially, and the buildings. So to kind of give you guys a little bit of a perspective, we're at the lower end of the park, so like we're in the south part of the park. There's like a fair down there below. That's usually where Woolman Rink is during the winter. Right now it's a fair during the summer. It's a great photo op behind you. Everyone should come here and take some photos. I don't really know what to do here other than take some nice photos. But this is my last and final recommendation for the park itself of where you should go. One of my favorite places because, you know, Central Park is just like any other park, but it's so iconic because it's surrounded by New York City. It's surrounded by a bunch of buildings. And some places, like the Great Lawn, you can't really see that many buildings looking north, but now we're over here looking south at the end of the park, and it's really nice because you can see a lot of buildings. Right over in this area, a couple streets down, there's Times Square. Over here, that building right there, that huge building. Just some New York lingo to throw you in there, so you seem more like a local. We call that the Dick of Manhattan, and the reason we call it that is because it's the tallest residential building in Manhattan, and it's like advertised to be like a mile high over the park, but it's really not a mile, it's just really big. And if you live in like the top areas, you can see all of Central Park, supposedly. I've never been, I obviously don't live there. That sounds expensive. What is he doing? Yeah, I hope you guys got a good feel of what New York City's Central Park is like. Central Park is a great place to go. It's hopefully this informed you a little bit of some of the best places to check out from a local's perspective. Let me know if you guys like this video, if you like this kind of topic where I bring you around New York and show you places and give you some advice as a local. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, comment anything down you want below. That made no sense. Comment anything you want down below. I like reading all of your comments, and I hope you guys have a great day. See you guys next time. Peace. Bye.